We continue now at the top of Daf Lamed and Beis Meseches Shabbos. This is Shabbos Daf 30b. We're continuing with the story of David HaMelech and how David HaMelech eventually died. So David HaMelech was just informed that he was going to die on Shabbos. So the Gemara says, Kol Yomi de Shabsa have a Yosiv Vigoris. Every day of Shabbos of his life, he would learn Kula Yomi. He would learn the whole day. The Satan wouldn't be able to get him when he's learning all day. Rashi explains, have a Yosiv Vigoris. Shalayikov Malach HaMavis Elav. The Malach HaMavis shouldn't approach him. Sha'atorah Megina Mimavis. The Torah protects one from death, Kedamina Besota, as it says in Sota. Hahu Yoma de Boy Lemenach Nafshi. Now, on the day that he was supposed to die, Come Malach HaMavis Kameh, the Malach HaMavis got up in front of him. V'lo Yachale, he couldn't overcome him. The Lo have a pasuk Pume Migirsa, because he wasn't stopping from learning. Amar, he said, My Avidle, what should I do? What should I do with him? Havile Bustana, the Achore Beise, there was an orchard behind his house. Asa Malach HaMavis Solik Ubochish Bilani. The Malach HaMavis went ahead and he shook the trees. Nafak lemichze, so David HaMelech went to see what was going on. Havesolik bedarga, he was going up the stairs. Ifchis darga mitusei, and the stair broke from under him. Ishtik, he was quiet. He stopped learning for a moment. V'nach nafshi, and that is how he died. Shalach Shlomo lebei midrasha. Shlomo sent a message to the base medrash. Abba meis umutal bechama. My father has died and he's laying out in the sun. Uklavim shel beis abba re'evim, and the dogs who are in the house of my father are hungry. Ma esa, what should I do? Sholchule, they sent him, this was a question of Hilchah Shabbos, they sent him, Chatoch nevela v'hanech lefnei klavim, caught up a nevela and put it in front of the klavim, in front of the dogs. V'yavich, and as far as your father, hanachol of kikar o tinok, place upon him either a piece of bread or a baby, something that's allowed to be moved, v'tiltalo, and then you'll be able to move your father. All of this was to answer the question that what did Shlomo mean when he said, this pasuk, of the Kelev Chai is better than the Ari HaMeis. So that now the Gemara concludes here, V'lo Yafa Amar Shlomo, did Shlomo not say correctly, Ki la Kelev Chai hu tov min Ari HaMeis, that the Kelev who's alive is better than the Aryeh who is dead, than the lion who is dead. Rashi here gives two explanations of what it means, what exactly this means. So Rashi says, V'lo Yafa Amar v'chulu sheletakonas haklavim. When it came to fixing the situation with the dogs, lo itzrichu l'shanos tiltul nevela. They didn't have to do any shinoi in moving the nevela. V'asa aryeh hameis. When it came to the dead body of David HaMelech, who was the lion, asru l'taltel el al yedei kikar tinok. The only way they allowed to move him was through a kikar tinok. So that's why you see in this particular situation, the kelev hachai was better. Rashi gives another explanation from his Rebbeim that the idea was that the answer for the Kelev came before the answer regarding his father. So in any case, this was the answer that he gave to this question of what this pasuk means. So now the Gemara now continues. This is all of Tanchum speaking. As far as the question which you asked me originally, the original question was, are you allowed to extinguish a candle in front of somebody who is sick? So what do I answer to this question? So this was all along, this Agartha was all a long way to get to this answer. Ner kriya ner. A candle is called a ner. V'nishmas shaladam kriya ner. And also the neshama of a person is called a ner. Mutav tichba ner shel basar v'dam mipnei nero shel HaKadosh Baruch Hu. It's better that you extinguish a candle that was created by a human and allow the candle that was created by God, the human being, to live. So Rashi here explains, Mutav tichba nero v'chulu lav mehacha yolef chilul Shabbos. He says it's not from really, this is really not the source that you're allowed to be mechal Shabbos for this person who is ill. The bikuach nevesh, because when it comes to saving a life, nafkalon mi v'chai bohem. It's learned out from the pasuk of V'chai bohem v'lo shayamas b'hem. We don't die by the mitzvahs, we live by the mitzvahs. Elo lehatimon hadavar ba'agoda hamosheches alev. The whole point was that Rabbi Tanchum was trying to make this in an agadita fashion, in a way that would draw the people's hearts. Because there were many people coming to hear the drasha. Nashim v'amei haaretz. There was nashim, there was amei haaretz. This was a need that the darshanim needed to draw their hearts. So the point is that Rabbi Tanchum answered this question with a long agadita, and he also answered the halachic question with an agadic type of answer. Gemara now continues at the two dots. Amar Rav Yehuda Bereder of Shmuel Bar Shilas, Mishmei de Rav. Rav Yehuda, the son of Rav Shmuel Bar Shilas, says, in the name of Rav, Bikshu Chachamim Ligno Sefer Koheles. The Chachamim wanted to store away Sefer Koheles, Memnesha Devar of Sosrin Zezeh, because its words contradict one another. Why didn't they store it away? Because its beginning is Divrei Torah and its ending is Divrei Torah. In the beginning it says, what benefit is there for all the work that a person does under the sun? V'yamri devei Rav Yanai, and devei Rav Yanai says on this, Tachas hashemesh hu de'ein lo. Under the sun, there's no benefit. But kodem shemesh yesh lo. Before the sun, Rashi says this refers to the learning of Torah, which was before creation, that does have a benefit. Sof or Divrei Torah, in the end of Koheles is also Divrei Torah, Dechsiv, like it says, Sof davar hakol nishma, es halokim yirav, es mitzvosav shemor, kizeh kol adam, that the end of all matters, what is important, it is the fear of God and the keeping of the mitzvahs. My kizeh kol adam, what does it mean that this is equivalent of all of man? Amar Rabbi Elazar says, Kol olam kulo lo nivra ela b'shvil zeh. The whole world was only created for this idea, for Yiras Hashem. Rabbi Abba Bar Kahana, Amar Rabbi Abba Bar Kahana says, Shokol zeh keneged kol olam kulo. This idea is equal to the entire world. Shimon ben Azai, Omer Shimon ben Azai says, V'yami lo Shimon ben Zuma, Omer, some say it's Shimon ben Zuma, who says, Lo nivra kol olam kulo. The entire world was only created el letzavos lazed, to accompany this idea. Umay devar of Sozrin zez. And now, what is the contradictions that we find within Koheles? Ksiv tov kas mischok. For example, it says that anger is better than laughter. Uksiv l'schok amarti mahula. And then the other pasuk, it praises joking around. It praises this kind of happiness. Ksiv v'shibachti anis hasimcha. In one pasuk it says, I praise the simcha, the happiness. Uksiv v'la mazos. Another pasuk says, what's so great about simcha? So the Gemara says, lo kasha. We can answer all these difficulties. Tov kas mischok. What does it mean? Anger is better than schok. Tov kas shekois HaKadosh Baruch Hu al tzadikim b'olam hazeh. The anger that HaKadosh Baruch Hu has on tzadikim in this world is better misechok shemesachik HaKadosh Baruch Hu al rishoim b'olam hazeh, from the schok which HaKadosh Baruch Hu has with the wicked in this world. Meaning, God punishes the wicked in this world, so they'll be punished in the next world. The anger that God has with the tzadikim is better because that's in order that they should be rewarded in the next world. Similarly, v'leschok amarti mahola. What does it mean that I praise schok? It means the happiness and the rejoicing which HaKadosh Baruch Hu has with tzaddikim and olam haba, that is considered praiseworthy. The pasuk says, "V'shibachti anis hasimcha." So it says in Koheles again, I praise the simcha. Simcha shel mitzvah. That refers to simcha shel mitzvah, meaning you're going to do a mitzvah through your simcha. You're going to rejoice with, let's say, a chasen and a kala. But the simcha mazorosa, what does it mean that there's no use to simcha? Zu simcha she'ena shel mitzvah. That refers to simcha which is not part of a mitzvah. All of this is to teach you she'ein shechina shor, that the shechina does not rest. Lo mitoch atzvos, not because of sadness. V'lo mitoch atzlos, not because of laziness. V'lo mitoch schok, not because of laughter. V'lo mitoch kalas rosh, not because of lightheadedness. V'lo mitoch sicha, not because of conversation. V'lo mitoch dvarim betelim, not for matters that are not important. El mitoch dvar simcha shel mitzvah. The shechina is only shor because of simcha shel mitzvah. Shenemar, like it says, v'yatok kechuli minagein. This is Elisha talking. Elisha says, bring for me someone who will make the music. When the music was played, that's when the Shechina rested upon Elisha. Amar Rav Yehuda says, the same thing is true with the Dvar Halacha. We'll see this in a moment in the Gemara, that a person should start off a Dvar Halacha with something light, with a joke, to make it happy. Amar Rav and Rava says, the same is true with a good dream. If a person goes to sleep, mitoch simcha shel mitzvah, he's going to have a good dream. Ini v'amar Rav Gidol amar Rav, is that really so? But doesn't Rav Gidol say in the name of Rav, called Talmud Chacham sheyoshev lifnei Rabbo, that when a Talmud Chacham sits in front of his Rebbe, if ve'ein sifsos of notvos mar, if his lips are not dripping with bitterness, meaning if he's not scared, he shouldn't be happy. It shouldn't be a time of rejoicing. Techvena, if he's not bitter, then he should be burned. Shenemar, like it says, sifsos of shoshanim notvos moreover. It says that his lips are like roses and they're dripping with the myrrh. Al tikre moreover, elamar over. We're referring to bitterness. Al tikre shoshanim, we're not referring to roses. Ela shashonim. Those who learn should have a certain amount of fear, should have a certain amount of bitterness. So which one is it? Is a person supposed to be with joy? Is it supposed to make a joke in the beginning of the learning? Or is it supposed to be with bitterness? The Gemara says, lo kash, it's not difficult. Haba rabba v'haba talmud. It depends if you're talking about the Rebbe or the Talmud. The Talmud should be sitting with bitter lips. V'yibai, same another answer. Haba rabba, both are talking about with the Rebbe. But lo kash, it's not difficult. Hamekame de liftach. This is before he starts. When he opens up the shir, he should start with a joke. Halabasar de pasach. But once he gets started, it has to be serious. Kihod de rabba, mekame de pasach lula rabbanon. Like Rabba, when he would start off a shir for the rabbanon, Amar milsa de b'dichusa, he would say a joke. Ubarchi rabbanon, the rabbanon would laugh. Lasov yaseh be'imsa, and then they would sit in fear. Upasach b'shmaita, and they would begin their learning. The Gemara continues, V'av sefer mishlei bikshu lignos. They also wanted to store away sefer mishlei. Shayu devar of sosrin zeh, similar to Koheles, its words contradicted one another. Umivnei ma lo genzu, why didn't they store it away? Amri, they said, Sefer Koheles lav eininon v'ashkechinan time. Didn't we look into Sefer Koheles and we found reasons? Hachanami lainon Over here also we should look into it. Umay devar of Sosrim Zezeh, what are the apparent contradictions? Ksiv altan ksil kevlaso, it says you should not answer the fool. Uksiv ane ksil kevlaso, and another pasuk it says you should answer the fool like his foolish words. So the Gemara says, Lo kasha, that's not difficult. Haba divrei Torah, haba mila dialma. When it comes to divrei Torah, you should give an answer. When it comes to other things, you shouldn't. Ki hadahu dasal lakame de Rebbe. It's like the story you find of a certain person who came in front of Rebbe. Amar le said to him, Ishtecha, Ishti, your wife is my wife, uvanecha bana, your children are my children. Essentially, he was calling Rebbe's children mamzerim. Amar le said to him, Ritzoncha, shetishte kos shel yayin. He says, you should drink a cup of wine. Here, take a cup of wine. Shasa upaka. He drank and he died. And another story, there was a person who came before Rabbi Chia. Amar Lei said to him, Imcha Ishti, your mother is my wife, Yatabani, you're my son. He essentially called him a mamzer. Amar Lei said to him, Ritzoncha shetishta kos shel yayin, you want to drink this cup of wine? Shasa upaka. He drank it and he died. Amar Rabbi Chia, and Rabbi Chia said about this, Ahanya letzlose l'Rebbe, delolashavya banei mamzerei. Rebbe's davening, when she used to daven, that helped him that his children were not made into mamzerim. The Rebbe kavimatzli, because Rebbe's prayer used to be as follows. He would say, Amar, he said, Yirotzim l'fanecha Hashem Elokeinu shetatzileni hayom me'azei ponim u'me'azus ponim. You should save us from azei ponim and azus ponim. So these two stories are talking about not divrei Torah, talking about mili dialma. By mili dialma, you don't answer the person according to the way he asked. But by divrei Torah, how do we see that you do answer him? Because Rebbe Gamliel was once sitting and making a drasha, so this was divrei Torah. And he said as follows, Asida isha sheteled b'chol yom, in the future, women will give birth every day, shenemar, like it says, harav yoledes yachtav. So liglag olav was a Talmud, a certain Talmud laughed at him. Amar, he said, En kol chadash tachas hashemesh, nothing's going to be new, there can't be changes in nature. Amar lei said to him, Bo verecha dugmasim bolam hazeh. So he gave him an answer, and he said, I'll show you something similar in this world. Nafag achvi le tarnagolos, he showed him a chicken that a hen can give birth to many eggs in one day. Vesu Yosef Rebbe Gamliel v'kadarish, a similar case, Rebbe Gamliel was once darshaning, Asidim ilanos shemotzian peirus b'chol yom. In the future, the trees will give off fruit every day. Shenemar, like it says, v'nosa anaf v'osa pri. It says that it compares the branches to the fruits. Ma anaf b'chol yom, just like there's branches on the tree every day, af pri b'chol yom, so too there's fruit every day. Ligleg olav osa Talmud. So again, the Talmud laughed at him. Amar, he said, v'haksiv, doesn't it say, Ein kol chadash tachas hashemesh, there's nothing new under the sun. Amar le said, Bo verecha dugmasim bolam hazeh, let me show you something similar in this world. Nafak achvi leitzlaf, he showed him the caper bush. Vesu Yosef Rebbe Gamliel v'kadarish. There's another story. Rebbe Gamliel was once darshaning, Asid Eretz Yisrael shetotzi gluskos uchlei milas. In the future, Eretz Yisrael is going to bring forth rolls of bread and klei milas, like silk. Shenemar, like it says, Yipisas bar baretz. Liglig olav oso Talmud. Again, the Talmud laughed at him, and he said, En kol chadash tachas hashemesh, there's nothing new under the sun. Amar le said to him, Bo verech dugmasim bolam hazeh, let me show you an example in this world. Nafak achvile kmenu pitris, he showed him like mushrooms. Ve'aklei milas nivra bar kore. Regarding the silk, he showed him the moss that was growing around the bark. The Gemara now continues with the two dots. Tanur Rabbanu, we learned in a brayso, Liolam yehei adam and vasam kehillel, a person should always be humble like Hillel. V'al yehei kapton keshamai, he shouldn't be strict like Shammai. Ma'isa b'shnei b'nei adam, there was once a story with two people, and the Gemara will continue with this story on Daf Lamed Aleph Amud Aleph in the next video.